Welcome to the Williamson's Vision podcast. I am your host, O'Shea, and today we're just going to go over a few tips and tricks as well as a part of my journey in photography. I wanted to start with just sharing what started me down this path. To be honest, I'm mostly a creative and artistic person, and it just sparked a joy that I wanted to share with some of my viewers. All right, we're going to dive right into it. This next segment, I just wanted to just give you a tip on how to find your drive. Really, that's going to be unique for each person, but a huge help in discovering your drive is just to search out and observe the things that are just beautiful and interesting in our world, and you take your own creative perspective and try to show and express that to others. So how has my vision of multimedia grown or shifted? Honestly, it's just a realization of you imprinting both yours and your client's vision onto the world, and you end up networking through art to really foster healthy relationships or partnerships in the professional field. This next topic is a pretty big one. We're going to go over burnout. Yes, it is the storm we all hate to talk about, but eventually, all of us can find ourselves having that feeling creep up on us. Honestly, your biggest defense against burnout is to simply rest. We all know it's not going to be a permanent vacation, but you have to make sure that you are scheduling days for yourself. Sliding past burnout, a huge thing that I had to realize was you have to value what you do as art. Every piece of content, every photo, every video, anything you do is your art form that you're expressing. And once your mind really starts to process and comprehend that, you broaden your view on how you can truly monetize your work. This next topic is how to find your eye or your style. It's going to take time. Yes, there will be moments where you just see the perfect shot and you go for it. But as you're developing, I want to let you know that you shouldn't be afraid to view and feed off the experience of other people who are experienced in the field, because this would just expedite your process. I'm going to touch on that a little bit later, but keep that in mind. Something else you want to keep in mind is you have to be your client's guide. Being the guide means you have to execute effective communication with both the client and your team that you're working with. Many times your clients won't know how to pose, where to tilt their head, how to hold their hands. And it's your job to confidently direct them for the best outcome in that shoot. And you also, in video work, want to be able to draw out those emotions in a way that the audience takes them on. And that's especially important in commercial work as well, because you have to have the audience drawn to this product or this service and feel like they can trust this company with a product that would solve an issue that they're having. How to deal with the snarky client. You want to turn their mockery into a masterpiece. If you know you can absolutely nail a shot within the context of the shoot and a possible contract that you have, go for it. This tip here is one that will help foster those strong and healthy professional relationships, and that is give your clients confidence. Whether they are actors, whether they are professional models, or they are just families preserving a memory, you have to give them confidence. Help them to see that their smile is a part of their beauty and that it is a unique gift that only they have. The next tip is having the confidence and strength to change something within your agreement that just doesn't work. Just like it's your responsibility to be your client's guide, it's also your responsibility to help your clients pivot to something more effective. This next tip is crucial. You need to get your foundation. You need to do everything in your power to develop your skills that are both relevant and passive. You need to learn your lighting, your composition, your exposure triangle, even things like scaling a business. And you also need to identify your clientele and learn how you can meet their needs. Echoing from an earlier point, you want to learn from your peers. This would do nothing but help expedite your process and getting your foundation. You want to begin to study scenes from older films or even photos. You want to try to recreate those scenes. And feel free to reach out to your favorite content creators to see what gave them the idea for a project or a shot. The goal here is to be able to learn without theft, and then you imprint your own vision onto it. Now, we're talking about foundations and photographies and peeking a little bit on videography, but something that we sometimes skip over is you have to pick an editing software and you have to master it. Find as much information as possible on whatever editing software that you choose to use, whether it's online videos, master classes, or even internet searches. Do everything you can because that just compounds into added value for yourself and your brand. This tip is for our own internal wars. You have to rebuke your fears. If you ever been to church, you'll hear the scripture. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And even if you aren't into going to church, still take that to heart because we can't allow our fears to stop us from pursuing opportunities or change. Inherently, our minds read change and opportunity as triggers for danger when in reality, these shifts are our stepping stone to our next level. And again, it's just growth and development for you. Now, in taking those steps, in accepting opportunities, in experiencing change, there will be moments where we fail. But I want to let you know, embrace every loss you take. Not to have a pity party, not to be in self woe or anything like that, but you're going to use those failures as data points and learning experiences to have that knowledge under your belt so that going forward, you could make a plan, you could strategize, you know what will not work and what you can try so that you can develop the outcome of success that you want. Just like you have to give your clients confidence, you have to be a light for them. You are responsible for creating a positive session. Your clients need to feel your heart behind your words with transparency. You have to meet them where they are, and you have to be uplifting to draw out their smile. You have to draw out the power they feel on the corporate side, and you have to also be able to draw out their emotions. And in being that light, know that your positivity will continue to draw people to you. Your clients will feed off of your energy. And when they feel that warmth coming from you during that shoot, it could lead to a gateway of continued services and retainer opportunities. Let your work show that people deserve to smile even when the camera is off. While your shoots are a professional space, make sure you engage with your client in a way that they feel in community with your brand and in your company. That confidence that you help draw out during the shoot, you want to make sure that you engaged in a way where it lasts even after the shoot. Another crucial point, don't lose focus. With all the things life can throw at us, it can be so easy to get off track. Believe me, I know. But you have to realize you are in a fight for your priorities, and your business has to be a priority. If it's not a family emergency, if it's not a parental duty, try to plan things around your business. Now, again, we know we're not perfect. We know life happens. There will be times where we do have a shift in focus. However, we are able to recenter. The fastest way to do that is to start putting things on calendars, writing in planners, setting timers. If you're in the middle of your work, you get that text message and it makes you have that urge to scroll. Put an alarm on your phone. You might need to take a quick break. Put a 60-second alarm on your phone. When that alarm goes off, you put your phone in the other room and get back to work. This one goes hand in hand with the recentering tip. Create a plan. Again, you are in a fight for your time. It is imperative that you start putting things in planners and set alarms. Create goals for yourself of things that you want to accomplish. And then you want to set alarms for each time period so that you are maintaining that focus and position yourself as far from distractions as possible. This next tip is another internal war that we can have with ourselves. You have to learn to accept your work. Even if something may not be as grandiose as you may want it. If you are giving the client what they want that aligns with the contract, the agreement, and it looks good, know that you did your best and accept that you did a wonderful job in meeting your client's needs. That is what's most important. Give yourself grace and grow with purity. While it's important to understand your limitations, don't downplay your expertise. Your studies and your experience have prepared you for every opportunity that you've had and for opportunities to come. For this next tip, you should look to see if your strength bring you joy in your work. Analyze if what you specialize in is still enjoyable. If it's not, see if you have the ability to outsource that task. Or it vice versa, if it's your weakness and you know you hate doing it, see if you can outsource that task. And in that way, you're buying back your time to do more of the things that you love. This next tip is dealing with creative fatigue. This one is a bit different from burnout. It's not so much as you don't feel like doing the work, it's more so you're having creative and mental blocks while doing the work. For creative fatigue, it's imperative that you do start scheduling your own breaks in between your work, not meaningless distractions every time your phone beeps, but scheduling 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there, so that you can recenter, meditate, and even look at other people's works to be inspired, not still, be inspired. This final point is pushing past life struggles. Another difficult topic that may not come up when researching photography or videography or any form of media, but sometimes the best way to push through it is to develop your support system. No matter how amazing we may be at our jobs, we always need somebody that we can lean on. And your support system is going to be the ones that's going to keep you rooted so that you don't drift away from your dreams, your goals, or your aspirations. So don't feel intimidated to reach out to somebody when you need them. I want to thank everyone for joining me. Again, this is the Williamson's Vision podcast, and we will be airing again next week. In the meantime, you all have an incredible week going forward.